rtruth has officially made his return to World Wrestling Entertainment this past Saturday at Money in the Bank. And you have a lot of delusional people on the internet still think that this whole thing was an elaborate work. I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Hell, even the guy who is at the helm lied to his own audience. I'm yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, and this is the real reason as to why rtruth's WWE return was not, I repeat, was not a work. Before we get into all this craziness, please make sure to like and subscribe to the WrestleHavoc channel right here on YouTube, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the friggin' referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. Also, if you guys haven't checked out the most recent episode of the WrestleHavoc podcast, the link will be in the description below. Okay, so we really need to get into this whole rtruth discussion, because rtruth was literally the talk of the town throughout the entirety of last week. Of course, on Sunday, June 1st, rtruth took to Twitter and stated this, and I quote, "I'm starting to inform you all. I just got released from WWE. I just want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you for all of the love, support, and appreciation you have given me over the years. Thank you." And I'm going to say this right here and right now, this whole tweet sent shockwaves throughout the entire wrestling world. Roughly around 22.5 million people viewed rtruth's tweet, and the love and support that he got from his coworkers and fans was amazing. Clearly, everybody, including myself, thought that this was a travesty that TKO would allow rtruth to walk. They clearly saw that rtruth was making way too much money, and they were like, yeah, we are not going to renew your contract. Get out of here. As you guys all know, TKO are greedy bastards. But that's another video for another time. And what's even mind-boggling is the fact that rtruth just came off of wrestling John Cena at Saturday night's main event. Not only that, 2 days prior from getting the call that he was not going to be renewed by WWE, he wrestled on SmackDown wrestling JC Mateo. Why would somebody who was just being utilized on television all of a sudden be let go from the company? It just did not make sense whatsoever. Hence why we got the We Want Truth movement. Of course, if you guys don't know, We Want Truth was trending all over social media throughout the entire week. Not only that, we heard all of those We Want Truth chants all over WWE programming. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We all heard those chants. Not only that, we even heard it on TNA television. Yeah, the movement was loud and clear. The fact that TKO even let go of rtruth was just a travesty. It clearly showed that all they cared about was dollars and cents. You don't believe me? Why do you think WrestleMania 42 is going to be in Las Vegas instead of New Orleans? It's all about the money. These people don't give a single flying shit. The love and support that rtruth got throughout the entirety of last week was insane. He was the talking point of the entire wrestling industry. Not to mention, everybody was wondering what Ron the Truth Killings was even going to be doing after his WWE run was over. Was he going to go to AEW? Was he going to go to the independents? Was he going to go to TNA? Let's be real with ourselves. rtruth is 53 years old. The guy doesn't age at all. But if he had made the jump to the indies, AEW, or even TNA, dude, he would have been 100% successful. But that all changed until Money in the Bank. Of course, Money in the Bank took place and it was main evented by John Cena and Logan Paul taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. And the match ended with a masked individual attacking John Cena. And that masked individual ended up being rtruth, Ron the Truth Killings. And immediately, the outpouring love that everybody gave this man was huge. And rightfully so. rtruth got his job back. But you have a lot of, and I mean a lot of delusional people on social media calling this whole thing an elaborate work. You guys all got worked by WWE, ha 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 ha. That was what I literally heard all over social media. You guys all got worked. I'm here to tell you guys right here and right now, WWE bringing back rtruth, that was not, I repeat, was not a work. Oh, but he got let go by WWE and he came back a week after. It had to be a work. Really? Do you really believe that? Not to mention, if this was a work, this was a work that was poorly done. I wouldn't necessarily say that this was an amazing thing, if it was a work, but we all know it was not. At the end of the day, it was nothing but one thing and one thing only, and it sparks two words: damage control. Yeah, I said it. It was damage control on WWE's end, because they couldn't take the backlash from the audience. They knew they fucked up, so they brought rtruth back. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the truth and nothing but the truth. Oh, but Triple H went on the press conference and said that it was all part of the plan. Newsflash, promoters lie. They don't tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, that goes to Tony Khan as well. Promoters have a history of lying, ladies and gentlemen. Get with the program. Also, if you really think about it, Triple H definitely looked a little annoyed when R-Truth came back. Now, why do I say that? According to Fightful Select, one veteran responded to the situation saying that, quote unquote, I can tell he doesn't like the fans hijacking creative before elaborating their disbelief of it being an elaborate plan in a very colorful manner. Not to mention, you want to know how Triple H was lying? Well, R-Truth's son took to social media and responded quickly on Triple H's comments at the press conference. And he stated this, and I quote, "Stop the cap." Oh yeah, we all knew Triple H was capping. It's very interesting considering, of course, a lot of people are pointing to Triple H when it comes to these cuts and releases. And originally I didn't think of him being the final say in these releases simply because of the fact that he's in charge of the creative end of WWE. I always think that these releases are always budget cuts on TKO's end. Oh, but why are you not blaming Triple H? You're blaming TKO. Well, we gotta blame everybody. TKO and WWE and Triple H. Triple H answers to TKO. TKO are the ones footing the bill. But after the whole R-Truth situation, I genuinely believe that Triple H has some sort of say when it comes to the releases that take place. And it clearly showed, especially with his return. WWE, according to Fightful Select, approached R-Truth during the week, and Ron Killings actually ignored many of WWE's approaches during the week until Nick Khan, the president of World Wrestling Entertainment, took over and called Killings to work out on a new deal. Fightful has been told that a new deal was a quote-unquote meeting halfway situation. So Nick Khan approached Ron Killings, not Triple H. Very interesting. Not to mention the idea of Ron Killings ignoring WWE's calls throughout the week is very telling. This is a very different WWE than it was before. For the better or for the worse. It goes both ways. But this whole situation was not a work. And if you think this whole situation was a work, you are delusional. You clearly just watch wrestling and nothing else. For God's sakes, go touch grass or go watch The Sopranos. Bro, all y'all watch is wrestling. You want more proof that the whole R-Truth release was not a work? Well, continuing on with the Fightful report, in response to Triple H claiming R-Truth's departure and appearance was a part of the show, a number of talent reached out outright to Fightful to claim the opposite. Another talent saw Killings' son calling cap on Triple H's comments and said, "See, you can't control all of these conversations." In another report by Fightful, a higher-up said that Truth being brought back was something that they viewed as a good sign that the roster and fan response being listened to overcame everything else. Of course, the roster was ecstatic that Truth came back to the WWE. When Ron Killings and WWE brass had been asked directly by talent about the situation, they also stated that it wasn't a work. Guys, the facts are right there. R-Truth coming back to the WWE was not an elaborate work. Don't believe any of these Twitter accounts that are mad toxic, because they are lying straight to your face. Or they're probably getting paid by WWE. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I ain't going that far. I mean, Jesus Christ, I want to get paid by WWE. Sounds awesome. But the idea of, in kayfabe, R-Truth going on social media and stating that he got released by the WWE just doesn't make any sense at all. If WWE wanted to make R-Truth a bigger star and rebrand R-Truth as Ron the Truth Killings, they didn't need to go through all of those shenanigans. It just doesn't make sense even if it was a work. It's a really bad work if it was. But in reality, this whole thing was not a work. People are lying to you if they are telling you that this is a work. This was nothing but damage control on WWE's end. They saw the fan outrage on social media and they quickly fixed the situation. And you know what? Good on WWE for doing that, because they actually acknowledged that they did something wrong. Usually they never acknowledge that they did something wrong, but in this case they did, and now R-Truth is back in WWE. But he's not back in WWE as R-Truth. Of course, WWE Shop put up new merch for R-Truth, and from what it looks like, he's gonna go by Ron the Truth Killings. So we're gonna be seeing a more serious side of R-Truth, which is awesome to see. Of course, these last few years, R-Truth has been treated as a comedy act on WWE television, and that is not a bad thing considering R-Truth is super entertaining. He makes me laugh all the time. But if you watch his early work in TNA, dude, when he gets serious, he can get serious. And we are finally going to be seeing that on WWE television. This is going to be one great last run for R-Truth, and I'm here for it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on R-Truth returning at Money in the Bank. Of course, if you guys haven't checked out the latest episode of the Wrestle Havoc podcast, when I go more in depth on the whole R-Truth deal, please check out that video. The link will be in the description below. But as always, please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications, and look out for more videos right here on the Wrestle Havoc channel, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, And as the friggin' referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. And as always, it is yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, signing out. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.